Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. So in this video we are going to understand how to create Facebook page post from Google form responses. So are you also using Facebook to promote your business? Then this video is definitely for you. So over here I'm doing the same, and I wish that as soon as a new response is received in my Google forms, automatically a post should be created in my Facebook account using the same details. So for this we are going to create a connection between Google forms and Facebook. To create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So if you also wish to learn this process step by step, then let me take you to my computer screen.
Welcome to my screen. So as you know, in this video we are going to learn how to create Facebook page post from Google form responses. So to do this, I've already opened the landing page of Pabbly simply by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. It is very easy. So as soon as we'll open the landing page of Pabbly, we are going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you're a new user, you can click on sign up for free and you're going to get 100 of tasks free every month. But I'm an existing user, so I'm going to click on sign in right over here. And now it is opening all Pabbly apps. Over here you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm going to click on access now right over here. And now it is opening my dashboard. And to start with the automation, we are going to click on this button which is create workflow. And now it is asking me the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So I want to save the workflow in this folder which is automations, and I want to name my workflow as create Facebook page post from Google form responses, and then we are going to click on create. And now it is opening the most important window of our automation, that is our workflow window. This is the most important window because we have triggered an action in this. Trigger means when this happens, and action means do this. By this you can understand that the trigger is the commander for the workflow and actions follow the commands. And as you know that we can have only a single commander but multiple followers. So here we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger. So now I'm going to select my trigger application, which is Google Forms, because I want that as soon as a new Google form is submitted, automatically my workflow should be triggered. So I'm going to search for Google Forms and then we are going to select it. And now for the trigger event, we are going to keep it as new response received. And as you can see that now it is giving me a Webhook URL. So we are going to use this URL in order to create a connection between our Google Forms account and our Pabbly's workflow. So first I'm going to copy this URL. And now you can see that it is saying waiting for a Webhook response, and in the notes it is saying do a test submission/record. So in order to capture the response, we have to do a test submission, and in order to do the test submission, first we have to create a connection between Google Forms and our Pabbly's workflow. So I'm going to open my forms, and over here you can see that this is my form I'm going to create this automation for, which is event registration. Over here you can see the details of the form, and now I'm going to fill in this form once so that I can capture a response, and then we are going to create a link between Google Forms and our Pabbly's workflow. So first I'm going to click on preview form, and now I'm going to fill in this form. So for the event name, I'm going to keep it as know about automation and integration. And now it is asking me for the event details, so I'm going to keep it as this. And now it is asking me for the start date and end date, so I'm going to enter it. So the start date is 30th of June and the end date is also 30th of June. And now it is asking me for the event link. So over here you can see that I've created two events right over here. So I'm going to copy this link right from here. This is the event link, so I'm going to copy this and then I'm going to paste it right over here. So now after pasting the event link also, I'm going to click on submit. And yes, you can see that we have successfully submitted this form. So this means that we have successfully did this test submission. So now we are going to open our Google Forms again, and over here we are going to go on responses. And yes, you can see a new response has been captured right over here, which was our response we made right now. So now I'm going to click on view in sheets right over here. So it is showing view in sheets because I've already linked my Google Sheets with my Google Forms. If you haven't linked it, you are going to get the option of link with sheets. So as soon as you are going to link it with sheets, you are going to get the option of view in sheets also. So now I'm going to open my Google Sheets, and yes, you can see here's the response which we entered right now. Over here you can see all the details. So yes, we have successfully captured these details in our Google Sheets. Now we want to send these details to our workflow. So to do this, we are going to go on extensions and then add-ons, and over here you can see get add-ons. So we are going to go on that, and over here we are going to search for Pabbly Connect Webhook. So I'm going to search for it, and as you can see the same, so I'm going to open it, and yes, you can see that over here it is coming. So I'm going to open it, and as you can see that I've already installed this extension, so it is saying uninstall. But if you haven't installed this, you can definitely install it right from here. And as soon as we are going to install this, you can see a new option will appear right over here, Pabbly Connect Webhooks. So now we have to go on initial setup. And as you can see that now it is asking me for the webhook URL and the trigger column. So over here we are going to paste the URL we got in our workflow. Over here you can see the same. So I'm going to copy this again and now I'm going to paste it in my spreadsheet right over here. And now after pasting the webhook URL, it is asking me for the trigger column. So we have to enter the last column we have the data in. So over here in my case, the trigger column is F because I have the last data in F column. So I'm going to keep it as F and then we are going to click on submit. And yes, you can see setup configured successfully. So now I'm going to click on send test. And yes, you can see test data sent successfully. So this means that we have successfully sent these details to our workflow. So now before moving to our workflow, first I'll let you know that you have to keep in mind that over here inside Pabbly Connect Webhooks, you will see a button which is sent on events. So this button should be always on because this means that as soon as a new event is created or updated in my Google Sheets, automatically the details will be sent to my workflow. So that's why we have to always keep this button on which is send on events. And now after doing all of this, I'm going to open my workflow and we are going to check that if we have received the response or not. And yes, you can see that we have received the same response. Over here you can see the event name. We are going to check for the event details. Over here you can see the same. I'm going to expand it and yes, you can see the same. Over here are the event details. Over here is the end date. Over here we are going to also see the start date. And with this, our trigger step is successful and now we are moving on to our action step. So for our action application, we are going to select it as Facebook pages because I want that as soon as a new Google form response is submitted, automatically a new post should be created in my Facebook page. So I'm going to search for Facebook pages and then we are going to select it. And now for the action event, we are going to select it as create page post and then we are going to click on connect. And as you can see that it is asking me to add a new connection or select the existing connection. So if you have already connected your Facebook pages account with your Pabbly's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection and then connect with Facebook pages. And now it is asking me to select my account. So I'm going to select it and click on continue. So again, I'm going to click on continue right over here also. So as you can see that as soon as we are going to click on continue, we have successfully connected our Facebook pages account with our Pabbly's workflow. And over here you can see connected and now it is asking me for the page. So over here you can see the name of my Facebook page is Innova Tech. So I'm going to keep it same right over here. So I'm going to search for it and as you can see the same. So I'm going to select it. And now for the message, I want the message to be this: new event alert details. Over here you can see the other details like event name, event description, start date, end date, event link, regards. So here you can see that I've left some of these spaces in front of these details because I'm going to map this. So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected Google Forms as our trigger application. So we are going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only. And as soon as we are going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received in my Google Forms. So I'm going to give you an example that if I'm going to enter the event name, suppose XYZ right over here, manually it will not change with every new response received because this is a static information and I've entered it manually. But if I'm going to map it from the previous response, it will definitely change because my previous response will also change. So that's why we do mapping right over here. So for the event name, I'm going to map the event name. For that, I'm going to search for it and as you can see, know about automation and integration. So I'm going to map it. We are going to do same for the description also. I'm going to search for it and as you can see the same, know about automation and integration. This event delivers you how to streamline tasks and create a connected world. So here are the details of the description. We are going to map the start date. So I'm going to search for date and as you can see the start date, so I'm going to map it. We are going to do same for the end date also. I'm going to map it. So I'm going to search for it again and as you can see the same, so we are going to map it. We're going to map the link to. And yes, you can see that with this, I have completed my message and now it is asking me for the link URL. So here in the help desk, it is saying enter the optional link URL attached to this post here. So here, if you wish, you can definitely add a link URL. So I'm going to add one. Over here, you can see the link that I have, event link. So I'm going to enter this URL only. If you don't have a link, you can directly click on save and send test request also. So now after doing all of these, I'm going to click on save and send test request. And yes, you can see that we have successfully received a positive response. So this response means that we have successfully created a new page post in our Facebook page. So I'm going to open my Facebook page and check that if a new post has been created or not. And over here, we are going to refresh this page. And yes, you can see a new post has been created right over here. New event alert, event name, event description. Where you can see the start date, end date, event link. and over here you can also see the event link attached to this post. So this means that my workflow is successful, and I'll just test the workflow once, and this time I'm going to give you a real-time example. So to do this, I'm going to open my Google Forms and I'm going to do another test submission to check that if our workflow is working in real time or not. So this time I'm going to name the event as automation and AI, and for the event details I'm going to keep it as this, and now for the start date I'm going to keep it as 1st of July, so I'm going to enter it. For the end date also I'm going to keep it as 1st of July, and now for the event link you can see that another event link right over here, so I'm going to copy this link and now I'm going to paste it right over here in the event link, and then we are going to click on submit again. And yes, you can see that we have successfully submitted this form. So this means that Google Form has sent the details of our submission to our Google Sheets. So I'm going to open my Google Sheets and check that if the details have been added there or not. And yes, you can see the details have been added: event name, event details, start date, end date, event link. So now this means that further Google Sheet has sent these details to our workflow. Pabbly captured the response, triggered the workflow, and further created a new page post with the help of same details only. So I'm going to open my Facebook and check that if a new page post has been created with the same details or not. And this time we are not going back to our workflow and clicking on save and send test request. I'll directly open my Facebook and we are going to refresh this page, which is our Facebook page. And yes, you can see a new post has been created, new event alert, where the details, event name, event description. Over here you can see the start date, end date, and the event link. So with this, our workflow is successful, and I'll just summarize the workflow for you once. For a trigger application, we selected Google Forms. For the trigger event, we selected new response received. For the action application, we selected Facebook pages, and then for the action event, we selected create page post, because I wanted that as soon as in a Google Form response is received, automatically with the help of same details, a new page post should be created in my Facebook page. And yes, you can see that we were successful with our workflow, where you can see the page post I created. One is automation and AI, and over here you can see the another, which is know about automation and integration. So if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video, and for your reference I'll just clone this workflow and share the workflow link in the description box so that you can access my workflow. Thank you for watching.
Not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly, you can integrate many more applications. So now if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.